how did you qualify for the Commonwealth Games? Because I don't really understand what the judo format works.
For that, so it's different for different events. Like for the Commonwealth Games, it was all just selected by Team England. So you had to be. It wasn't even the best in the weight. They were selecting people based on their results abroad, so they could select 2 people in the same weight and no one in another weight, which they did. So I think I got a medal at a Grand Slam, which is the level down from like World and European Championships in judo. It would be a Grand Slam. There's 12 of them in a year. I got a medal in one in Abu Dhabi, so that qualified me in like one of the top spots for England's team.
And how does the scoring work in judo? So because I've seen it like on your Commonwealth Games, like you're winning 10-0. I'm assuming that's the ippon.
Oh, that's like, so you get it's actually, the rules are changing, but then it's so complicated in judo. It's no wonder no one watches it.
I'm a bit ignorant to it anyway. I don't like watch it or anything like that. So
you get like the 10, like there's the 1 is a wazari, which is like half a score. So if you got 2 of those, it would go to 10.
Right.
And then the 10 is a nippon, so if you throw them on their back or you make them submit or hold them for 20 seconds, that's the 10.
So what's the half score then?
Throwing them on their side or holding them for 10 seconds instead of 20 is the half. So you need 2 of them to win.
And then obviously submissions...
Submissions 10.
Yeah.
And then if at the end of the fight, no one's got 10, but someone's got one of the ones, which is a wazari, you win.
Yeah.
But now they're adding another even smaller score after that for... a smaller throw or a 5-second hold down, I believe, and you can't win on them at all. But if at the end of the fight no one's got any ippons or wazaris, you'll win on the yuko, which is the new small score.
Okay.
So
how long is the match?
The match is 4 minutes, but it's 4 minutes of actual time because the ref stops it quite a lot.
Right, okay.
If you go outside the area or it's kind of stalled out and stuff.
Yeah,
so
makes
it's
sense.
4 minutes. It ends up being a bit longer. The longest fights I've ever had, it ends up being like 15 minutes long because you can have golden score if no one's won.
Yeah.
So I've had some serious deep water wars.
Yeah.
But I quite like them. I actually do quite well in them, to be fair.
Yeah, I've always found like whenever you have an overtime match and it's like whoever scores next is pretty much going to win. It takes the pressure off, I always feel like.
Oh, I like it, yeah.
I feel like a lot of the time when you've got, say, a 10-minute match and obviously I'm talking from a jiu-jitsu point of view, you think, fucking I don't want to make a mistake and everything's got to be like, no, don't do this, don't do that. When it gets to the end, it's like, right, you got a minute overtime or something. It's like, okay, well, that's it. And
yeah.
Off we go.
I don't know if it's in my head because I've done well in like a few of them, but I almost relax as well when it's like the match has ended. I'm like, oh, maybe it's because you've just not got flattened straight away or something like that. You're like, I can...
Describe how the tournament went in your mind then. Obviously it went really well because you won it, but...
Right, it didn't though, because started off, I had this guy, I think it was, I don't want to get it wrong, I think it was Nigeria.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I looked yesterday.
Oh, he warmed up like left-handed, so I like did my left grip and stuff, this and that. And then he came out for me right-handed, so I was like...
So he did that deliberately?
I've never seen anyone do that ever, but he seemed to do it. I don't know if it's just because he was trying to storm me out, but I could not throw him. And I had his arm out, so I literally had his arm in the position where I'm sure your elbow rips into twice, and he just didn't break, and he didn't tap. I don't know what he was made of. I've never heard of him before, never seen him since. Fair play to him, he must be incredibly tough. And it went into like deep. I knew it might. It went into a golden score, which is like the overtime, and that was so stressful because if I'd have lost that fight, I wouldn't have even got a chance to fight for bronze because it's before the quarter-final. And, then I had an Australian lad who I actually lost to in the Youth Commonwealth Games a few years back. He's Australian, like Australian Serbian. He's pretty good, and that was quite a tough fight as well. I went 2 shidos down. I like to keep everyone stressed out in the crowd. I looked like I was going to lose every fight, and then I won that. I armbarred him. Thank God for a bit of groundwork because I couldn't throw him. And then I fought a Canadian guy who was really good in the semi, and I got a wazari. And then
what technique was that?
It was Siyanagi, Ippon Siyanagi. And then he got a wazari back, which I wasn't even like, I've done randori with him before. I felt pretty good, and he just felt so ridiculous. I just couldn't fathom how strong he felt when he put his hands on me. So he got one back, and I was like, oh, fuck's sake. But then he kind of was pressing onto me so hard that I threw him again. So that was a big relief. And then I fought a guy in the final who is so good. He must medal at every Grand Slam, honestly. I'm pretty jealous of how successful he's been of recent. But yeah, the fight I made look the best was the final. Got me that Taitoshi, and jobs are good.
Is that the one I was talking about earlier?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, man, that's such a good highlight.
That was brilliant. Great day.
Why did that technique look so great? What was the magic that happened?
He turns left-handed quite a lot. So his left foot, even though he's right-handed, came a little bit further forward than you would want it to be if somebody does the technique I do. And he had hold of my sleeve really tight. So when I skipped to the side, his hand came forward, and that left foot that I want to bring forward, I didn't have to bring it forward, it was already forward. And then I just happened to catch it nicely when I dropped. I don't know if that's luck or skill, but I'll take it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So which one was your toughest fight, would you say?
My toughest fight was the first fight.
Yeah. I think it tends to be, though, especially like with the nerves when you're first starting off a
I think
tournament.
so, yeah. God, the night before I was so nervous. Like, I'm nervous anyway, but waking up that morning, I was like, oh, you are joking. I actually have to do this now.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of people come to watch it, like coach me and stuff before, and family and things, who might not watch other events. So it's like, I can't make them pay and bomb out. That'd be terrible.
Yeah. It was in Coventry, was it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was in the Rico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice and
pretty
local,
sick, actually. I like that venue.
Yeah. So did you have the home crowd then? You have a lot of support
that was great. I actually enjoyed having a crowd. Although I say that, right, I've always thought I'm better at fighting with a crowd. And then there was a crowd there and I was better. But then, like, Paris Grand Slam, it literally gets like 14,000, 16,000 people coming and watch. And I fought a French boy there second round. And before going out, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely better in front of a crowd. So it'll actually play to my advantage. And then I went out and they were like shouting for him. I was like, whoa. It's like, not like that. And then he was just on fire because of it. And yeah, I lost that fight. But so maybe not. But I was good that day with the crowd anyway.